So was there like a specific, was it the arms more than the legs, or like was there anything specific that, I mean, you said like obviously we've got bleaching going on and we've got shaving and being told to shave daily, like, you know, was there any specific one that you were most focused on?
I think the one that got me the hardest was actually
Hello and welcome to Finding My User Manual, a podcast about learning to be human when no one gave you the instruction manual. My name is Tiggs Rice and I am an empowerment photographer based in London, UK. And I am so excited to share that we have a very special guest with us today, Bethany Burgoyne, aka Sassy.
Hey honey.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so delighted to be here.
It is honestly such a pleasure to have you. We actually were reversed in roles. Was it last summer, wasn't it? Yeah, so a good couple of months ago. And I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. I remember saying to you afterwards, I feel like we went really deep into some places that was so wonderful to chat about. And it's actually really nice to put you on the spotlight this time and hear what you have to say. So cheers to you.
Oh my gosh. Cheers to the turning tables, honey.
What's in the glass today?
Ginger beer, which I love. It's fiery.
I'm on the tonic. Yeah.
It's good for the cramps, apparently. The tonic.
Is it?
Potassium.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. Well, at least we know I won't be getting cramps on the way home. Right, let me give you a full ego boosting
Oh my God. Okay.
introduction. Let me tell everyone about you. So, Bethany Burgoyne, aka Sassy, is without a doubt the sassiest person in media I have ever met. Working as a producer, performer, podcaster, and a talent agent, they excel in challenging traditional portrayals of women and gender in the media. Through bold storytelling and unapologetic self-expression, Sassy has an incredible ability to create safe spaces where conversations around taboo topics can thrive, fostering powerful conversations with fellow creatives while spotlighting and supporting fellow Sascots along the way. Their own incredible podcast, The Sassy Show, has received multiple award nominations, with Sassy earning themselves the title of Ally of the Year in 2025. As a proud hirsute babe who has a lot to say about female body hair and beards, Sassy is all about challenging beauty standards and turning every campaign and production they work on into a hot cultural moment.
Meow.
I mean, wow.
You're making my cheeks are hurting from smiling so much. I'm like, oh my God, Tiggs.
Do you know what? I love it when it comes to introducing people, I'm like, I really want people talking to me. I'm like, be the biggest wing person that you can be. Like, you know, I don't want humble brags. Give me the full. So yeah, that's the aim of this podcast, is to make everyone like, yeah, just, you know what? Cut that bit of the podcast. No, just play it on repeat when you walk into the room. How are you?
I'm good. I was thinking I could really do with you being my wingman in life, I think.
We can sort that out.
Dates, networking events, please join me.
I've been watching your Instagram, like social media lately, and you've been talking a little bit. We won't delve into this too much, but yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying that content. Anyone who's got access to your socials, we'll post them in the show notes, but yeah.
Yeah,
I will wing woman you hard on that one if you need me to.
Thank you, hun. Yeah, no, I do like using the socials to just say way too much information about my personal life, and at the moment is about dating, so I need all the help I could get, actually, Tiggs.
I wish I had advice. I'm literally about to hit 20 years with my husband now, so we've not done dating apps. Did not exist when we got together. Like, I think it was like Friends Reunited, and I mean, maybe there was one of those like mailing list type ones, I don't know, but like,
no OkCupid?
We have Facebook. It was MySpace times, so yeah, like
the Tumblr era almost.
Yes,
Do you think? I don't know if people could hook on each
Blogger.
other on
Blogspot.
Blogspot.
what?
Bebop. No.
Bebo.
Bebo.
Didn't have Bebo. I was very late to MySpace, I will say. Yeah.
Well, 20 years is actually pretty good, hun.
I'd say so. Anyway, this is not about me. This is about you. If you came with a user manual,
Oh yeah.
what would it say on page 1?
You are bloody gorgeous exactly how you are.
Love that.
Yes.
I love that. Has that how you've always approached life, or was there a turning point where that became your page 1?
I think it's only been my Patreon for the last 7 years. I'm so glad that you gave me the opportunity to put it on my user manual, because I was like, oh my gosh, that has been my mantra, my motto in life. But I wish it had been that case when I was 11 onwards.
It's a really difficult time at that point. I think so much changes in our bodies around that time. And, you know, maybe, you know, regardless of how you identify, I think at that point, hormones do enter your body. And then suddenly what you've been used to, even, I mean, from that point is really just growing up, like in height. And then suddenly puberty hits and you're like, oh, there's these new parts of my body that suddenly are like demanding more attention from me, and they stand out more, and like people are paying me attention, and I'm also emotionally overwhelmed at all times in my life. So
yeah, it's hard work. I'm really glad not to be sort of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 or 18. But it's been such a journey of a lot of inspiration, but also just talking to myself and understanding that my appearance is something to be proud of rather than something to be changed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell me about that journey. It was like 11 has popped up. So what happened at 11, or like what was happening around this point for you?
I have a very clear memory of being in the garden wearing a pair of shorts. It was summertime. And my mum and my 2 sisters were there, and my mum looked down at my legs and went, oh, Bethany, you're going to have to start removing your leg hair. No, like, do you want to? It's just like, you've got it almost like that welcome to womanhood chat. Yay, this is something you can do. And she was like to my sister, like, go and get your electric razor, which was a portable little thing.
God, I remember them.
Right, it's like, and so we were in the garden, which was quite, you know, easy to just strip off the hair, and I was scared it was going to hurt, and she was like, no, it won't hurt, and we just did the bottoms of my legs. And then there was another few little girls in my year who word got out that they were getting waxed. Wow. I know, at a young age.
Yeah, that's really young.
And I remember feeling really jealous because my hair was dark like theirs, and they actually got to have it taken off, and it was off for like a month or 2. Whereas mine was like, I'd shave and almost instantly it was stubbly, and then I'd just be thinking I need to keep shaving, and bless my mum, but you know, she was like, you should be shaving your armpits every day. And it was like, God, from the age of 11, every day.
Wow.
So that was a very clear memory of what I was told I should do. And I kept doing it, and doing it in different ways on different parts of my body as the hair grew. My arm hair, always got very embarrassed about it being darker than someone who had like very little arm hair. So I started bleaching that, and then there was some the bleaching creams.
I mean, it's so hard at that age. Do you know, I think I hit puberty younger than most. I think I remember I remember having my periods in at least year 7. I want to say that's when they started. But I do remember being in middle school. And for me, middle school was years 4 to 7. I know it's different in different parts of the country, or I think it is just 4 to 6.
I also went to middle school.
Yeah. But I remember being at school and being so conscious. For me as well, it was like leg hair. Like I just remember it kind of. No one said it was a bad thing, but I remember just being really conscious of it, and whether someone had mentioned it or something else. But yeah, like it is that kind of transformative time when, that different thing is happening to someone else, and people start talking about bras and periods, and like we're all suddenly so aware. And all it takes at that age is one person to say something that you think might not be the tone that you expected. And then suddenly it's like, oh, okay, so this is wrong. I mean, it's normal, but apparently this is now wrong.
Yeah, the comparison game is so strong. You're right. You suddenly are like constantly looking, searching and comparing.
So was there like a specific, was it the arms more than the legs? Or like, was there anything specific that, I mean, you said like, obviously we've got bleaching going on, we've got shaving and being told to shave daily. Like, you know, was there any specific one that you were most focused on?
I think the one that got me the hardest was actually my stomach hair, because the legs is like, oh, you have that, but get rid of it. The arms, you bleach it. The armpits, wax, whatever. Do the thing, get rid. But it was where it was more and I'm going to use these, what are these called?
Air quotes.
Air quotes,
Yeah,
thank you,
yeah.
for normal. But it was like the stomach hair, the chest hair, the nipple hair, and then eventually the facial hair, which I think was less, it wasn't shown elsewhere. Other people didn't really have it. There was only one friend I had at school, and it was probably the age of 15 that we were like, oh, we've both got belly hair. What are we going to do about it? And we'd epilate it, which is just like a torture device.
Oh, it's so slow. I had one. Like, I can't, like, somewhere in my late teens. It's the rite of passage from the electric razor that we all had to, and I think everyone had the same one, if I remember correctly. And then everyone went to the epilators, and I think all of us secretly just went, you know what, no. Like, no hair removal needs to be this slow.
Or this painful, like it's plucking out each individual hair. But I always felt like I didn't have the access to waxing. It was too expensive on my own budget, and my mum was only on board to get me an epilator after like years of begging her that I could have one. So when I finally had it, I would spend hours getting rid of the hair on my legs and the stomach and the armpits, and it was just like pulling. It was, I get hot, I get sweaty, and I just sit there. I'm like, this is going to be a whole night dedicated to the hair removal.
Yeah.
So I think it was the areas of my body that felt like less okay to have hair that became more of a secret thing that I was battling.
Yeah.
And with the facial hair, my beautiful beard, when I was about 18, it was there, but it was very light, like very light hairs, not this long at all. But I just felt aware. I was like, I'm getting very fluffy. I'm getting fluffy. And no one would really say anything. And I started to pluck the hairs out, the ones that I thought, oh, that's a bit long. And then they'd grow back darker. And that battle with my facial hair really was most of my 20s.
Were you spending a lot of time sort of hiding it then? And I think I've seen, because I mean, obviously we've spoken before, but I've also done some research on this because, you know, I want to get my facts right. But you spent quite a lot, I think I remember you saying, like, actually just trying to fight these unrealistic beauty standards that we have, that women should be absolutely hairless, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of threading. Actually, down the road from where we are now, it's bringing back memories. I just go there, and it had a glass front, and so you sit in the chair, and everyone walking past can see you, and you're just lying there, and it's like, which is such a skill. Like, I love seeing the women doing it, but it's brutal, it's painful, it feels like a form of self-harm, and you're doing it at the expense of your own comfort, just so you can reach that beauty standard and fit in for another few days until the stubble starts coming back, and you're doing it all over again. And I mean, I did some calculations at some point, and it was thousands of pounds spent on hair removal. And I actually, at one point, all I wanted was to be able to have enough money to have laser hair removal on my entire body. Like, from here downwards, ultimately.
Yeah.
Like, I want that so much. And that weirdly was the turning point.
Interesting. So talk me through that process. So how did we go from, I'm going to get laser hair removal from basically my nose down, to, you know what, no, like, I'm absolutely rebelling against this. Like, what was that process? Because I think there are so many of us who, I mean, I did an entire TED talk about, like, beauty standards and, like, trying to eradicate them. And it's all well and good to go, you know what, I don't care. But, like, talk me through the process of going, you know what, mentally I'm saying I don't care, but actually, like, deeply internally, I also feel that this is true for me.
Yeah. It wasn't overnight. It was almost like I had this dream, and every time I looked at it being the biggest dream of mine to have laser hair removal, the more I was upset with myself having that as the biggest dream.
Yeah.
It was like, it was staring me in the face. I thought, but why do I want that? And maybe I would say it's partly my own intelligence that helped me think, you only want this because society and the situation you find yourself in has been shaming you. This actually doesn't have to be your biggest dream. And that option to actually think, maybe I could change that dream to, I love every hair on my body.
That's powerful.
Whoa, could we do it?
I mean,
like,
babe, also, like, that is a stellar amount of love for yourself. Like loving yourself in every follicle. I mean, we can all say that. I mean, you know, I guess my hairs are lighter than yours, but I mean, I have lovely fluffy arms as well. Yeah, I've never actually been bothered about my arm hair. Like I do remember.
Should you? You know,
I do remember going through a stage. I want to say it was high school, college. So at some point, I do remember being very aware that other girls were waxing their arms, and I just was like, no.
No.
Like I will admit, like my legs, yes, and my underarms, but actually I was thinking about this last night when I was writing these questions, and I'm like, in my head going through this, going, well, why do I do this? And I'm like, actually, do you know what, for me, it is a neurodivergent sensory thing. The hairs on my legs get too long, they rub against my jeans, it overstimulates me to the point that I'm just like, the hair needs to come off and like immediately. All these trousers, it's one or the other.
Yeah.
So, like,
but I need to wear trousers. So
I do need to wear trousers. So, yeah. But like, yeah, it's.
I'm glad you brought up the sensory, because I think
Yeah.
part of the reason that I really didn't want to have to remove my hair anymore was the feeling of the stubble. Because if I remove any part of my hair, within an hour or two, it's already there, sandpapery. Yeah. And I was like, I hate the feeling of sandpaper. Like my skin being sandpaper, especially my face. Like if people are gonna stroke my face, be intimate with me, hold my cheeks, like I don't want them to feel roughness. I feel like a very gentle, soft human. Maybe I can let this be a gentle, soft texture that I love.
Yeah.
No.
So was it like an instant overnight that, I know obviously you said like there was a transition internally, but was there like a specific day that you went, you know what, this is the day that I chuck the razors in the bin and I throw out the thread and I put the waxer not on speed dial anymore? Like, you know, how physically did that show up? Because like you said, like the mental part of getting there and the emotional attachment to these processes that you've been putting your body through, was it, when you eventually got to the right place internally, was it a very physical like cut in terms of these processes and putting your body through it?
I don't know what you're going to make of this, okay, but
you're in an open space. It's an open, authentic space.
Well, it's kind of like a very alternative route, which links me to why I love working in media and why I do the work I do in media. But it was a very clear evening when I was there on the floor, epilating my legs, even after realizing, okay, I wish I could like my body hair. And I was watching Naked Attraction.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I'd never watched it before. And I was like, what the hell is this show? Like naked people in boxes being shown from the bottom up. And the first episode, I watched the whole thing and I was like, not one of these female bodies has an ounce of hair on it. Like all the pubes were gone. There was nothing. And I thought, that's so sad. I watched another episode. By the end of the second episode, it came up with this thing saying, do you want to be on our show? And I thought, you know what? I want to go on that show just so I can show someone what it's like to see a female form with body hair on it. Which is outrageous because it's a television show with naked bodies.
Did you do it?
And I did it.
I did not know this.
Yeah, I got selected. And I was actually the picker. After I applied, they were like, we'd actually really like you to be on the show and be the person who sees the bodies. I was like, oh, am I going to be able to get naked? Because that was my whole aim, to show the hair. And they're like, yeah, you'll get naked at the end. I was like, brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think just knowing that so many of the ideas we have are based on what we see, right? This is exactly the work that you do. You're offering different representations a lot of the time. And I was just so desperate to see this different representation of body hair on television, on mainstream television, and you hardly ever get to see a nude form, let alone someone in a bikini with body hair. And I was like, now's my chance. So yeah, to my poor mother's horror, that was my first step. Being like, so do you know, I'm going to go on television and it's called The Show and I'm going to be completely naked. I'm going to grow my hair. And she was like, good for you, darling. Good for you. Just look after yourself. People might be like you might face some pushback.
And how was the reaction?
On set, it was lovely.
Of course.
Everyone was really lovely. In fact, the show was quite a pivotal moment for me because I also sort of came out in my sexuality as well. I'm pansexual. I love all the humans in the world, but I hadn't fully let anyone know that I was queer.
Yeah.
And so I allowed that to also be part of the narrative.
That was a huge step for you.
Yeah, it was quite a big, like, double vulnerability on national television. Yeah.
How did looking after yourself in that moment look for you? Because, you know, I'm sure there are people listening right now going, oh my gosh, that in itself just alone is a big part. Like, what did you put in place to protect yourself, protect your energy, and make sure that you were only taking in the positives? Or
I think I didn't have anyone asking me those questions actually at the time, and what I did experience helped set the way for much better self-care in the future for things I do, even just walking down the street today. Back then, I actually got a lot of pushback from the support system that I have around me. A lot of friends saying, that's embarrassing, why would you do that? And I had to make that decision of making sure the voices I needed around me were now there, and every voice that was the opposite can just go away. I don't know if you ever experienced this, like going through burlesque or anything, where people just have their own opinion.
100%.
Yeah.
I think one of the best pieces of advice, I wish I could remember who said this. I don't know if it came from social media, if someone said it to me. If anyone's watching this and you want to take credit for it, please let me know. But one of the key pieces of advice that's got me through life is, if you wouldn't go seeking for that person's opinion, it is irrelevant.
Yes.
And that has been, you know, as someone who is chronically online, is currently now making podcasts for a living, spends a lot of time in very social circles and being in front of big audiences, I think that's one of the things that's really helped me bring boundaries up against some quite aggressive opinions in all directions, not necessarily for or against. Like, it could be either. Someone could so heavily agree with me that they take it even further, slash, you know, we have like things like cancel culture and like just online. It's a lot of keyboard warriors out there.
A lot of them.
Yeah, it's hard. But yeah, like that has been my mantra of, if I wouldn't seek that opinion, it doesn't. But yeah, it's hard when being so publicly visible and putting yourself in such a vulnerable space. Did you have ways of supporting yourself at that time, or what helped you at the time? You know, perhaps if someone else was facing a similar scenario.
Well, I think everyone does have to make their own choices. So what I say might not land. I did almost a contradictory thing, which was put myself even more online.
You owned it.
I really owned it. And I think I was almost looking for the community. I had lost that support system from friends who thought what I was doing was embarrassing and shameful, and why on earth would you want to keep your hair, let alone be naked? To hearing other voices being like, oh my God, I also have belly hair. I also have nipple hair. Oh my God, it's so lovely to see and hear someone like you existing. And that really helped.
Yeah.
And it is there. Like, the communities online are huge. If you can tune out all of those, for me, like vomit emoji faces, because they do exist, and start to find like your hairy babes, your hirsute community, the hair lovers. Like, there are so many people who will say, oh my God, I love the pattern of your hair growth on your thighs. And I'm like, oh, why, thank you. I grew it myself.
Oh, fabulous. Fabulous.
So, yeah, that really helped. But I also think just having friends around you who you can share when you feel down, and they're not going to be like, oh, well, just get rid of it. They're like, no, you're gorgeous. You know, those really good voices of support. And I had to prep my loved ones, especially the closer people in my community who I don't want to walk away from, to say, these are my choices. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what I need you to say and not say.
Wow.
Because sometimes you just have to be really honest with that communication.
I love that you were able to show up for yourself in such a, you know, being able to ask for what you need. I mean, you know, that in itself is quite vulnerable. It's so powerful when you do it. And just like, you know, I'm putting myself out on a limb here, and to support my vulnerability, I would need this from you. And hats off to you for doing that.
Took a few years, honey, but we get there.
So, I mean, there is nothing about me that is allowed to be proud of you. Like, I know pride at the end of the day comes from internal, and that's the one that's most important. But let me say, I'm so proud of you for doing that. If it means just so the slightest little extra, but
thanks. You know, I always want your pride. Don't I? Give it to me.
Always. So another thing that we've sort of talked about around this as well is you actually don't have a PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome.
Yeah.
You don't have a diagnosis for that, do you? But you did go through the testing, and that's something that you're quite like keen on talking about.
Yeah, I think because I am I would call myself a PCOS ally.
100%.
Because 1 in 10 women in the UK, let alone globally, have PCOS, and all the symptoms are like, again, so contradictory. It can be hair loss or hair growth, weight gain or weight loss, but a huge amount of it is actually seeing a symptom of more hair on your body. So a lot of the people who have reached out to me, who I work with, will share that part of their own story, which is why I'm such an ally of it. But I have gone through extensive amounts of hormonal checks.
Yeah.
Just so that when I do turn up in conversations like this, I'm not, for better ways of putting it, speaking out my ass. I was like, I think I need to know, do I have this or do I not? And all the tests have come back saying that all my hormone levels are, again, air quotes, normal. Stable, nothing that would suggest I have PCOS. And I also have no other symptoms. And I think it's important to talk about PCOS in general because the symptoms can be really life-changing and debilitating. So I'm here for those babes. To know that there isn't necessarily a reason why I have hair, and to start to use the word hirsute, and knowing that it can be a beautiful part-defining feature of me, which means hirsute really means you have, again, air quotes, excessive hair growth.
Okay.
I struggle with that excessiveness because if you look at a male form, male body person, and they don't have much hair on their body, no one ever says that they
No one
have...
ever questions their masculinity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so why is it that if you're a female body person and a woman, a female identifying person, even with hair, people are like, what's wrong with you? There must be a hormonal imbalance. You must have too much testosterone. It's like, I don't actually. My hormones are very average. It's just the way I am. And I think I can only link that to genetics and just being who I am. I don't know, like there's a very...
Yeah. They're just jealous of the fact that you can grow epic amounts of hair.
Thank you,
I mean, there are people like me who honestly could do with a little bit extra in my hairline. I'm so jealous of people that can grow that. But it's interesting though, because on one hand, the ability to grow, like if we're just talking about head hair, like traditional, normal pattern hair growth on your head, we spend so much time saying, oh my God, I wish I had hair as thick as you. And you say that to, you know, someone who identifies as female, and their response is usually, yeah, but do you know how often I have to shave my legs or see a waxer? And it's like the two go hand in hand. And it's like, it's acceptable in one place. You know, we've just found the next body standard that I'm going to have to like write a TED talk about.
Please. Because I also find it interesting with men. I just want to say this because a lot of men will invest a lot of money in increasing and having transplants of their hair. And you know, they might take more hormones to stimulate hair growth, and actually the only place I'll see it appearing is on their back. And there's this thing of
interesting.
Every part of hair on a male body is fine apart from the back hair, or maybe even the ass hair. And it's just like this. There are still very gendered pressures and expectations of where that hair should be and how much of it, you know, for anyone, or every gender. So I'm just like, let's just bust through that. Oh,
it's wild. I'd never really. You're completely right. I've never really sat here and thought, yes, there are exact, but I mean, you're right. Like even the way that your hair grows, like what direction your crown is in, like, you know, whether you have a double crown or all sorts.
I don't know what that means actually.
Oh, so the crown is the, you know, the bit at the back where it all kind of like stems out from. But you can have a double one. Yeah.
That's nice.
So yeah. Gosh, it's wild. Yeah.
And we wouldn't think anything differently of that unless... And what has happened, we sold products to apparently change it, stimulate it, reduce it. Again, it's like a beauty industry just like... Arr, arr.
Well, listen, I'm going to lean into this beauty industry because actually I want to know, for all of our hirsute, wonderful superhumans out there, if we are leaning in and embracing our hair, like, what are we doing? How are we keeping this soft? How are we making our face soft, strokeable? Like leaning it in, because I feel like this is one of those questions no one ever asked, but like if we're going to embrace our hair all over our bodies, how are we looking after it? Do we use conditioner? Like
Right, grooming.
Yes.
So I'm gonna confess, I'm still working out the shape of my beard, and I finally found a very queer-friendly, non-judgmental barbers down the road again, and they're gonna give me a little like experience, because everyone's beard hair grows in different patterns, and I'm of the idea that it doesn't have to be, it's patchy, and we love patchy. But I do love oils. A beard balm was a game changer. It softens the hair, especially if you're someone like me who loves outdoor swimming, and that sea salt on hair, it can just dry that. I was gonna say dry that shit out. It can really dry your hairs out. So I'm a big fan of oiling and balming, and things like leg hair. It's really nice to just make sure you're exfoliating. Get really nice exfoliants for the armpit hairs too. I am a big fan of trimming. I trim, especially when it's not always when it's the hottest season, but if you're wearing more clothes, and like me, you have like very long pubic hair. Yeah, trim it if you want. Just find ways that are comfortable for you. And there's some lovely like natural sea salt, things that you can even make on your own time in your own kitchen. That just helps refresh the areas.
Yeah.
But if in doubt, use the lemon, because
interesting.
when you have a lot of sweat build up, like anywhere in your body, with or without hair, it can really start to make you extra pungent. So if you have the hair there, it can sometimes trap the smells. So using lemon as a natural, I don't know what to call it, like deodorant-y antiseptic thing.
Yeah, because charcoal is another one that's like a really, it's a really detoxifying. Funnily enough, actually, shout out to one of my friends, Into the Eve. She makes an incredible range of stuff. But one of I'm not a soap person. I am like, I'm the shower gels. I'm the soap type thing.
Not like a bar.
Not a bar.
Interesting.
But she does make a charcoal. It's an activated charcoal salt soap bar. I'm murdering the name of this bar, but it's an activated charcoal salt soap in a bar.
Okay.
And I use it to clean my brushes because it's really good at like helping with that disinfecting.
Yeah, and that's hair.
I don't know if there's lemon in it, to be fair, but yeah.
I like that. Okay, I'm putting it on my wish list right there. Yeah, but it's nice to just give it some love. I think anytime we can show our body that tactility, literally like oil yourself, wash yourself, give it some love.
Self-care, love, lean in.
And touch yourself. Yeah.
So what do you love about your body hair? Like, we've talked a lot about everything else and other people's perceptions of it, but like, what, now that you've embraced it, what are you loving?
I do love how it looks. Yeah. And that's like a real heartwarming comment sometimes to hear myself saying.
Huge. I mean, it's huge for anyone to say at any time. So
yeah.
I love that for you, just in this moment as a human, because it's so hard for us to say that in general. So
yeah. And we can have all those other little voices being like, you shouldn't really like what you look like. It's like, no, I love checking myself out.
I do, thanks.
I do. I look great.
Thanks for noticing.
I grew it myself. I love how it looks. I think that also has helped me admire it on other people, and that admiration on someone else maybe first helped me then love it on me. I love the sensation on a little more like of an intimacy note, having someone just stroke my leg hair, for example, without fully touching my skin, but just the hairs. It's like a whole tingly sensory.
Yeah, that's what I hate, but I'm glad that you love it. Yeah.
Sorry, Tick.
Those jeans, they're coming back to haunt me. But you're right, it is such a sensory experience. Like, to not have that feeling of touch, but also having that feeling of
sorry, I was like nipple. No, it was that. Sorry. It is. It's very hit or miss. It's like Marmite, isn't it? It's like love it or hate it. But for me, I love it. I like very gentle touch along the tops of my hair, and that just sends tingles everywhere.
I feel like I might have to put like a poll out afterwards for people listening to this and just be like, what are we saying? Do we like the tingles? Do we not? Like, I think it'll be so interesting.
Yeah.
And also like how that might compare to actually how we feel about body hair in general as well.
Yeah, because I used to be upset when people always defended their reason for taking off their hair as, I love the feeling of shaving my legs and then sliding into my bed sheets. And I was like, I do know that sensation. It's one of a kind. But have you ever grown all your leg hair and let silk run along your legs? And experienced, I mean, again, the genes are coming back, but it's materials and it's fabrics.
It's a sensation. Like, you know, I think there's nothing like either really. They're both interesting, fascinating ways to explore being alive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And sometimes those thoughts in our head that are saying, but you're only seeing a very sexy, boudoir-y moment of lounging on a bed with no hair on your body in this silk robe. Maybe that's the thing that's making you think this feels so nice. But if you always saw hairy legs in those images, then you might also lean into that being a very romantic idea.
100%. And actually, I am seeing more of a trend within the boudoir world, within the photography, of actually seeing people embracing more hair. Like, I see so many more hairy armpits.
Yeah.
Just the way it grows as well, like they get the little tufts in them. I actually think they look great.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of there's an influencer that I follow online and I cannot remember the name for the life of me. But she is like very much, you know, sort of like arms up, showing off. And I'm just like, that looks cool. Yeah. So yeah, I think a lot more people are embracing it. And it's actually just really nice to see, like, being able to just express how you want your body rather than what we've been told we should look like.
Yeah.
So what does honoring your body look like?
A big part of it is not sharing my body with people who are disrespectful to how it appears.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
The little red flag of someone saying, you know, maybe 3 or 4 dates in, oh, you'd be so much prettier without your beard. And it's like, well, yeah, you ruined that one.
Yeah. So you're the one that's going to have to go. Or I bet also do you get a lot of like show and tell, please? Like, does that come up quite a bit?
Not so much, actually.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, me too. It's nice. I think I've been in a special position where some of the people who have been very important in my life have also been so supportive of my decisions. And so on a day when I actually think, oh, I want to get rid of my hair today, because it does happen. Sometimes when I'm like, I want a fresh start, you know, it's like cleaning out your wardrobe, whatever it is, it's that let's get rid and grow again. And I say, can you help me shave my legs or help me with my booty crack? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. And there's no comment on whether they like it or they don't like it or why I'm doing it or not. It's just like, I respect your decision. How can I support you? Let's do this, what you need. And then it goes back and it's like, I respect you. You look great. What do you need? So it's always that constant of you're doing what you want to do. And I'm respecting that.
I love that.
And I think it's really difficult to, well, I don't want to say that. Okay, I was going to say it's really difficult to find people like that. That's not what I mean.
With thinking in abundance, they're out there.
Right, thank you.
Yeah.
I love abundance. It's really important to honour that part of myself and know when someone is stepping over a boundary or not respecting me enough. And it's taken a lot for me to listen to that voice inside of me that's saying, no, you know why you've made this decision and you know you're worthy and valuable as you are. So yeah,
100%.
Let's like kick them to the curb.
So for any maybe younger sasspots out there who are just going through this journey of self-discovery, and or maybe they've been on this journey for a while and they're like, you know what, I'm so inspired after listening to this to, you know, throw the razor out. Like,
yeah,
what words of encouragement, what maybe was the thing that maybe you needed to hear at the beginning of that journey that you could pass on as a token of wisdom?
Token of wisdom. I feel like I want to say 2 things. One is you still, and this is very much on my user manual actually, it's like you're not going to change everyone's mind, and people will have opinions that will hurt, and they will not think twice about letting you know what those opinions are.
Oh no.
It's like uninvited. But your response really can be, I'm sorry you felt the need to share that with me.
Yeah. Like one of my favorites is like, how interesting you felt that was okay to say out loud.
That's strong. I like that. I'm going to start using that one too. Yeah.
That should have been an inside thought.
Yeah. Or I was like, sorry, did someone say something? No, didn't think so. I think that's where the sassiness has really helped me in life, like embodying this sassy ability to not give a damn what other people think. Like reminding myself, like, no, you don't have to be accepted by everyone, and you don't have to fit in, and people can look at you and get inspired. So sometimes on those days when I am finding it harder to walk down the street, or yeah,
There's a police station literally over the road.
there isn't there. So on those days when it's harder for me to walk down the street or get on the tube or be in a different country where maybe I don't have my support system with me, what do I do actually? I've lost my thought now too. What was it? Oh yeah. So on those days when it is harder to walk down the street or sit on the tube, or maybe be in a country where I don't have the support system I'm used to having around me, I actually remind myself that any younger girl who sees me today is getting a new example of what a woman can look like.
Yes.
That really helps.
Yeah.
Because it's like going back to that 11-year-old me and being like, I know the first time I saw someone with belly hair walking down the street looking like I love my stomach was huge for me.
Yeah.
And I want to be that. I really want to inspire.
It's to be seen, it's to be validated. And I think representation is so important for all of us. Like, you know, whether it's our age, our gender, our hairiness, the size, the somatotype of our bodies, like it is so important. And I think until you have seen someone in a position where they, to you, feel like successful, powerful, accepted, it's hard to really relate to that. And I think back to so many conversations I've had with people about the first time they saw someone like themselves represented in the media, or the first time they saw someone like themselves on a front cover of a magazine, or even, like you said, the first time I saw someone celebrating their body out loud in public.
Yeah.
It's so validating. And I know that there are going to be people out there right now that are going to be so inspired.
Yeah.
And we can be bringing a whole load of sassy people into the world.
Yeah.
You are such an inspirational human. I know that we have only barely scraped the surface of all of the incredible things that you do through your podcasting, through your presenting, through the talent agency. There is a whole other side of the business that we haven't even covered today, but I'm going to shove those links. And I fully implore anyone out there right now who has been inspired today to go and explore, because there is so much of what you do within the empowerment and creating spaces for people to really truly embrace themselves. So all of that's going to go in the show notes for anyone that wants to. And this has been such a wonderful experience to talk to you. Thank you for making time for us today.
Thanks. Yeah, it was. I have to say, people need to listen to your podcast episode on the Sassy Show too, because you said so much wisdom that day. And it's the same way I feel. I was like, yeah, changing lives with all the work you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, a huge plug. Where can we find that podcast?
Where can we find it?
Give us a plug. Give us a plug. Where can we find it?
Well, we love an underscore. So whenever you're looking for the Sassy Show online, put in an underscore and then put the Sassy Show. So that's us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. And then my own personal work is a little less catchy, which is BXSassy2.
Absolutely.
On the old Instagram. And yeah.
So we'll link to all of that for you. So if anyone has been inspired, you know exactly where to go searching for Sassy. And if this has resonated with you in any way, please make sure to follow, subscribe, share, send this to someone who you think actually might just need to hear this episode. And just remember, you're not broken. You're just finding your user manual. Thank you so much. We'll be back next week.